Hi, today I will be discussing Lab 1, which will be a study of constant velocity. The following experiment will be conducted by capturing a video of an object in motion. For this experiment, I have chosen to use a standard-sized soccer ball rolling across my bedroom floor as seen in the video. Using this video, I will conduct some observations and graphs based on the movement of said ball, using Newton's second law, and I will also be using coding to construct a digital model of the predicted movement and velocity of the soccer ball. First, I will discuss the significance of Newton's first law for this experiment. Here you see the equation for Newton's second law. As you see, the components of the equation are force, mass, and acceleration. This law will be helpful for us because we can use the components we have, such as the mass of the ball, to conduct a prediction on the movement of the ball. To be clear, the only system that we are studying today will be the motion of the ball, not any of its other surroundings or possible outliers like friction. In our video, the ball rolled from left to right across the floor in the span of about a second. First, we will take this video into the program Tracker, and using the tools that we have been instructed to use, we will track the movement of the ball in a shorter portion of the video. This is about 22 frames where the ball is rolling. Here, we will be tracking the ball along the x-axis in the positive direction. After tracking the center of the ball across the screen as shown by the red dots, we now have a data table and graph of the movement displayed on the right of the tracker program. We will use this observation that we have made in the tracker app and now compare it to a computational model using code. Here we have code written in GlowScript. The code was provided to us for use, and this experiment has a couple of edits that have been made, such as the mass of our ball, which is 0.43 kilograms, the ball's position, the ball's velocity, our starting time, the change in time observed, the net force, and how the program will calculate the ball's velocity. For some of these, we have used our observed data, such as for the ball's position and velocity, and others we were instructed to use. When we run this program by hitting the Run Program button at the top left, we see a simulation followed by graphs of the predicted velocity of our object. Using the data we have now collected from our observed and computational model, we insert the data into a spreadsheet where we can then convert it into a graph where we can compare the differences between the two experiments. As seen in this graph, the computation model has a much steeper slope compared to the observed movement from the ball that we have rolled. This could be due to a number of things, such as factors outside of our control surrounding the system, as well as experimental errors like the possible direction of the ball. As previously discussed, we have observed the ball along the x-axis in the positive direction. Had we decided to observe it in the opposite or negative direction, the numerical data used to compute the digital model would have been different, and the graph we would have observed would show both experiments with a negative slope. However, the same conclusion would have likely been reached. The computational model would have a steeper slope. The reason that this experiment works is due to the application of Newton's second law. Under the assumption that net force is zero, we can use Newton's second law to predict the velocity a short time later. We repeat this process over and over again for the duration of the movement, and we are able to predict the object's velocity over time. Essentially, it is a prediction after prediction being made after a small period of time. To conclude this experiment, the momentum principle, or Newton's second law, is essential when discussing the movement of an object and can be applied to systems as simple as a rolling ball. Thank you for following along with this experiment.